Friends, this story is from a time long ago, in a small, peaceful town nestled among rolling hills and gentle streams somewhere in the US. Life in the town moved slowly, yet with a rhythm that everyone seemed to understand. Among the townspeople lived a man named Michael. Michael's family was very simple. Their house was modest, with wooden walls and a shingled roof that showed the marks of many seasons. Though small, it was filled with warmth, laughter, and love. Michael worked tirelessly day and night to earn a living. Each morning, he rose before the sun, tending to his small farm, caring for his animals, and helping neighbors when he could. His hands were calloused and weathered, but his heart was soft and generous. Though his life was humble, Michael's character shone brighter than gold. He was known throughout the town for his honesty, integrity, and kindness. Anyone in need would find in Michael not just assistance, but a heart that genuinely cared. Helping others had become second nature to him. Whether it was in the fields or on the dusty paths of the town, Michael would stop for any creature in need. If a hungry dog wandered by, he would break off a piece of his lunch and feed it without hesitation. If a traveler arrived at his doorstep, weary and famished, Michael would not think twice before offering food from his own hands. His generosity was so profound that it often left his own family worried. His wife, Sarah, though kind herself, would frequently grow frustrated at the constant giving. She would say, "Michael, because of your generosity, our kitchen is always empty. You need to think of yourself and of us, your own family." Michael, however, would smile gently at her concerns, brushing them aside with a wisdom that came from experience and faith. "Sarah," he would reply softly, "a hungry stomach is the worst enemy a person can face. If we can help someone in need, why shouldn't we? God sees everything, and He knows our hearts." His words carried a sincerity that no argument could counter. And though Sarah sometimes shook her head at his selflessness, she could never truly stop him from helping. One afternoon, as Michael was taking a brief rest after working in the fields, a weak and trembling voice called out from the road. It was an old sage, leaning heavily on a wooden staff, his clothes tattered and worn, his face streaked with dust and sweat. The sage's voice was faint, yet carried a tone of desperation. Sarah, noticing the figure through the window, muttered with a sigh, "Now he's here too. Looks like our kitchen will be empty again." Her words were filled with worry and irritation, but Michael remained calm. He knew that no matter how scarce their provisions might be, kindness was never wasted. Ignoring his wife's words, Michael rose and walked to the door. When he opened it, he was greeted by the sight of the old sage, thin and frail, his eyes heavy with exhaustion, yet carrying a quiet dignity that immediately commanded respect. Michael's heart went out to the man. Without a moment's hesitation, he invited him inside. "Sir, please sit here. I'll bring you some water," Michael said, his voice warm and welcoming. Inside, Michael carefully poured water into a small glass and handed it to the sage. The old man drank slowly, savoring each sip, and then let out a deep sigh of relief. A sense of calm seemed to wash over him. "Son," he said, his voice gentle yet worn, "I haven't eaten in 2 days. If you could offer some food, I would be truly grateful." Hearing this, Michael hurried to the kitchen, but when he looked, he found that there were only 2 pieces of bread left meant for his own lunch. Yet, without a second thought, he picked them up, knowing that the sage's hunger was more urgent than his own. As he turned to walk back, Sarah stepped in his way, her face a mixture of fear and frustration. "What are you doing?" she demanded, This bread is for you. If you give it away, what will you eat? That man can ask at someone else's house. But what about us? Where will we go if we go hungry? Michael paused and looked at her, his eyes calm and full of conviction. Sarah, he said softly, a hungry stomach doesn't wait. This man hasn't eaten in 2 days. If we don't feed him, what will happen to him? God will make arrangements for us. Trust in him. Sarah's voice grew louder, echoing in the small house, yet the sage remained seated quietly, watching the exchange with eyes full of understanding. Michael walked to the sage and placed the 2 pieces of bread before him. "Sir, please eat this. This is the best food we have in our home," he said, bowing slightly in respect. The sage accepted the food without a word, eating silently, savoring each bite as if it were a feast. He drank the water Michael had brought and sat in quiet peace, the lines of exhaustion slowly leaving his face. After some time, when the sage stood to leave, he called Michael over. From the folds of his bag, he produced a shining golden bowl, its surface gleaming even in the soft light of the town afternoon. "Son," he said, handing it to Michael, "keep this." Michael's eyes widened in surprise. "Sir, I cannot take this. It belongs to you," he protested. The sage smiled gently, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Last week, a wealthy benefactor gave me this bowl as a gift, but I have no use for it. I was searching for someone worthy, and today I found you. This is the result of your good deeds. Always remember, karma is true dharma. You helped without expecting anything in return. Keep doing good deeds. God always rewards us when the time is right. Your kindness and selfless actions will bring peace and happiness not only to you, but also to your family. Keep this bowl with you and use it wisely, but don't let it change your goodness. This bowl is merely a symbol, a reminder that God appreciates those who do good." With that, the sage walked away, leaving Michael standing in his doorway, the golden bowl in his hands, tears of joy glistening in his eyes. He watched the sage's figure disappear down the town path and made a silent promise to himself. No matter what challenges came his way, he would always help those in need. That promise, he knew, was more valuable than any treasure. From that day forward, Michael continued his life of selflessness, helping townspeople, travelers, and even stray animals whenever he could. And though life remained modest and simple, his heart remained rich with joy and fulfillment. He understood that true wealth wasn't measured by gold or possessions, but by the goodness one cultivates and spreads. The golden bowl remained a symbol of his deeds, a reminder of the invisible rewards that kindness brings. Friends, the lesson of Michael's story is timeless. Karma is the true religion. A person who does good without expecting rewards will always be blessed by God, in seen and unseen ways. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, carry the power to change lives, not just for those who receive, but for those who give. Never step back from doing what is right, for goodness, honesty, and selflessness are treasures that endure far beyond the material world. In helping others, we find our own peace. In giving, we receive. And in faith, we discover that the universe always honors those who act with a pure heart. If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe Wisdom Life and also like, comment, and share the video.